So did you go back recently?
This year.
Congratulations.
Hey, I'm 27. Just started out.
Good on you, man.
Well, it's never too late to start something. I was like, man, the things I want to be doing for the next 20, 30 years. So I'm happy to settle in.
So do you find the psychology degree actually helps the podcast?
Brother, they're so hand in hand.
Tell me about it.
It's the three things. So you've got like the studying psychology, which is like such a great platform for education. And then you've also got the podcast, which is a way to break down the stigmas of mental health. We're having conversations with the best athletes in Australia, in NFL and AFL and Olympics, and they're talking about, and to be honest, they're all mates. Like I'm very fortunate that everyone that's come on have been mates, and I think it's just fortunate that they're playing the best sport in their careers at the moment. You know what I mean?
Well, you've been there too.
I'm just very fortunate to have the best mates in the world. But they wouldn't be having these conversations with anyone. There's a level of trust and there's a level of respect there. And I'm not looking to burn anyone. I want to make sure that they feel comfortable in this setting. I remember I had a conversation with Braden Maynard, who is a leader in the Collingwood Magpies. They just won the AFL grand final last night. And I remember calling Brazzy the night before we did the podcast in Melbourne. And we were running through what we wanted to talk about. And I said, oh mate, I heard that you were struggling with this thing since like 2017. I heard it on another podcast, but you never talked about it. Like, are you willing to talk about it now? And it's like, Keegan's like, look, it's not like I'm not comfortable. Like only like my team knows, like if you like my club psych, like I'm not willing to talk about it. I was like, mate, fine. Just the fact that you're coming on is just great in itself. Like, and so mate, the next day we're mid podcast. We're like in the thing. We have a bit of a laugh at the start. We talked about them winning the grand final. We talked about pressure and coming up through the ranks and some funny things. And then he's like, I know last night on the phone I said I wasn't comfortable, talking about what happened, but I feel so comfortable in this setting here, like, and I feel like it can do really good. Like I feel like we get like it'll actually help people. And I was like, far out. I was like, well, what happened? And he talked about how he struggled with OCD since 2017, how he went into games and finals with no sleep because his thing's checking. So like, did I lock the back door? Like, and he wouldn't be able to go to sleep because he'd be having a staring competition with the back door, thinking like, I know I locked this, but I just have to check it. And so he would go in and he would get to the point where he was just so angry. He's like, what's wrong with me? Got super emotional on the podcast and it was so great because he was so open and vulnerable about the experience. But the best thing he did was talked about the tools and strategies that actually helped him. So getting off his phone an hour before bed so he's not so stimulated, talking to his club psychologist, meditation, breath work. And the messages that we got after that podcast was incredible. Like mum and dad sitting down with their kids, like who just got recently diagnosed with OCD, or other fans who are like, oh my God, I didn't even know how to articulate that properly. So you hear all these messages and it was like, that's why we do it.